ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरतुषे नमः। पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम्। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थे सुभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्म हृदय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत् सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। स्वस्ति अस्तु विश्वस्य खलः प्रसीदतां ध्यायन्तु भूतानि शिवं मिथो धिया। मनश्च भद्रं भजतादधोक्षजे आवेश्यतां नो मतिरप्यहैतुकी। Reading from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 82, verse number 48. In the previous class, we read how Sri Krishna he met gopis, and then after meeting them, he started instructing them. And primarily, his instruction was on the point that he is all pervading, he is God, he is everywhere. Therefore, there is no separation from him. So that's what he said. Now, Sri Sukadeva Goswami speaks 2 verses to conclude this chapter. Janki, you have some question?
Haribol Babaji, yes. I had a note on Vishwanath Chakravarti's commentary on, I think it's verse 45, and you had mentioned that jnana has no ability to remove suffering. So I had a doubt on that, but in thinking about it, my understanding would be that it can alleviate suffering, like lessen it somewhat, but maybe that, and it cannot completely remove it, but it could lessen it. Is that the correct understanding?
Yeah. But what Vishwanath Chakravarti was saying, that he's speaking from the point of view of gopis. Because gopis are having intense suffering due to separation from Krishna. And then Krishna is giving all these instructions on Gyan Marg. So Vishwanath Chakravarti is saying that as if Krishna is trying to tell all the Gyanis that, look, I am giving this instruction on Gyan to the gopis, but it doesn't remove their suffering, so this Gyan is futile. So it is only in relationship with gopis he said that. So verse 48, Sri Shuka Vacha, Sri Sukdev said, Adhyatma Shikshaya Gopya Evam Krishnena Shikshitaha Tadanusmarana Dhvasta Jiva Koshastam Adhyagan. So in this way, Sri Krishna has instructed or educated the gopis in the knowledge of Adhyatma or spirituality. And by understanding it, they became free from Jiva Kosha. So Jiva Kosha is covering of the Jiva. There are two coverings of the Jiva or Atma. One is the subtle body, Linga Sharira, other is the Sthula Sharira, the gross body. So when it says that Dhvasta Jiva Kosha, that the Jiva Kosha was destroyed, it indicates that their Linga Sharira was destroyed. Generally that's how it is used. Although the commentator will give his explanation that it's not like that. And Tam Adhyagan, and they attained Krishna. So on the cursory look it looks like that their knowledge worked. They were like the conditioned being and they heard knowledge from Sri Krishna about his presence and pervasion of the world, everything. And this made them liberated. That's how the meaning comes from the words. So we have the commentary by Sri Vishwanath. Asyaha panch slokyaha abhyantar hetu arthastu Vaishnav Toshinyam drashtabhya. He says that the meaning of these 5 slokas, means these 5 slokas which we studied yesterday, which are instructions of Krishna to the gopis. He says their inner meaning of these 5 verses should be understood from the Vaishnav Toshni commentary of Jiva Goswami. So Jiva Goswami has written elaborate explanation on them. Adhyatma Shikshaya eva jnanopdeshena shikshitah prapodhita tadanusmaranena tadvirahotha tivra nirantara dhyana suryena dhvasto jivan kumudasya kosho antarbhago yasam taha. So he is taking the meaning of kosha. Kosha is used generally for covering or for like a box is also called kosha. Like Amar Kosha is the treasury of the words. So dictionaries are also called kosha because they contain meaning of the words, collection. So it's like a box in which you keep things, that is called kosha. But the kosha is also called inner part. So he's taking the Jiva Kosha as Jivan Kosha. Jiva means life. And Kosha is taking the inner part and he's comparing this to the Kumuda flower which blooms at night. and closes during the daytime. So he is saying that there dhvasta jiva kosha, that this Kumuda flower was completely shriveled by the intense heat of meditation on the knowledge which Krishna gave to the gopis. Because it says tadanusmarana dhvasta jiva kosha tamadhyagan. So he gave them the instructions on Gyan Marga, and by these instructions, the instruction of Gyan, and Gyan is illuminating, right? Knowledge is, ignorance is considered to darkness, knowledge is compared to light. So therefore he is comparing Nirantar Dhyana Suryena, that they got into continuous meditation. Tivra Nirantar Virha Uttha Tivra Nirantar Dhyana Suryena Dhvast Koso Yasa. So by the Virha, in the separation, the gopis, they remembered this knowledge, and therefore their Jiva Kosa was dhvasta, destroyed. Tat prati asha matra rakshita kinchin matra jivana ityartha. So the meaning is that they were expecting that now Krishna has come, so they can have his association. But that asha, that hope was not fulfilled. So therefore he says that pratyasha matra rakshita, but still there was a hope that maybe they will get opportunity to be with him. So that was keeping their life. Tam adhyagan adhigatvatya ya khalu asmakam ajigyasu namapi rasarambe dharma updeshta uddhav dwara cha jnana updeshta sampratamapi jnanam updasti soyam svabhavo ati asya dustajayave. So adhyagan means to attain. Adhyagan is also used in the sense of understanding. Adhigam means to know something, to understand. Gam dhatu is also used in the sense of knowledge. So adhyagan means that they understood Krishna. What is their understanding? He says that we met him and we are not asking him any question. We did not ask him to give us a lecture. Then he starts launching off and giving up a big lecture on how he is everywhere, he is all pervading. You should know that he is God, just like the clay pervades the clay pots, I pervade everything. Like that, like the Panch Mahabhutas pervade all the objects of the universe. Right? So he spoke all that. So he says, why is he talking all this? Did we question him? That please instruct us, like Arjuna said, Shashyasteham Shadhimam Tvam Prapannam, please give me some Gyan, so that Yena Shreyam Apnuyam, that I can attain Shreyas. He says, we did not ask him, but he gave a lecture. Is this the place to give lecture? He says, same way when Uddhav came, he also gave a lecture on Gyan. As if we were completely starving for this. So Uddhav also brought that. Then in the beginning of Ras Leela, when we went there also Krishna started giving lectures on dharma. That you should go back, you are married, you have to do service to your husbands, relatives, you should not abandon the husband. So all this dharma upadesha. So he says that we are not jigyasu. Artha jigyasu, artha. You can call us artha. We are distressful, but we are not jigyasu at all. So now jigyasu, then rasarambe dharma upadeshta. At the beginning of Ras Leela, He gave a big lecture on what is our duty. And then when Uddhav came, Uddhav gave a big lecture on Gyan, Jnanopdeshta. And now also he is giving Gyan. So now we have understood that this is his nature. He likes to give lectures. Some people are good at talking, right? You meet them, immediately they start a lecture. Whether you want to hear or not, but they will tell you, Yare dekho tare kaho Krishna Upadesh. Right? So whomever you meet, start lecturing about Krishna. So Krishna is doing the same. Whenever he gets opportunity, he starts lecturing about himself. Because Mahaprabhu said, Krishna Upadesh, he is giving Krishna Upadesh. So he says, that's what we have understood, that this is his nature, to lecture like that. So Swayam Swabhavo and Swabhavo Durastaja. You cannot give up the nature. So therefore we have to just tolerate it. Whenever he will meet us, we should be prepared to hear one lecture from him. So Uddhav Dwara cha Jnanopdesh Swabhavo evam Dustaja eva iti Pratiyabhigyate Vatya. He says this is what we have recognized about him. Jivakosha lingadeha iti vyakhyanam tu na sangachate. Nitya siddhanam satam lingadeha bhavat. Why he is giving this explanation of Jivakosha and like this? He says the Jivakosha is generally translated as a subtle body, linga sharira. But he says that this meaning does not fit here. Why this meaning does not fit here? He says because they are eternal associates. They don't have material body. So when we have material body, we have material subtle body also. So he says they are nitya siddhas, therefore they don't have linga deha. And then someone say, what about sadhan siddha? Some of them were, right? There are 3 types of gopis. So there are also sadhan siddhas, srutichari, munichari. So what about them? They will have linga deha. So he says not now. They also lost it. So sadhan siddhanam api tasam Krishna sambhuktanam etavat kal paryantam prakrit linga deha sattana bhikugamat. He says even those who are sadhan siddha, because by now they already had association with Krishna, so they also became free from linga deha. That's what was described in the Raslila explanation, where he says Jahur Gunmayam Deha. So that Gunmaya Deha was this only. And then the next sloka, the last sloka. Ahusyate nalinnabha padar vindam yogeshwarai hridhi vichintamagada bodhai sansara kupa patitottaranavalambam geham jusamupi mansyudiyat sadanaha. So this sloka is interesting because it is Sukadeva Goswami speaking, but it is as if gopis are speaking. Suddenly, Sukadeva Goswami praying, or it is gopis who are speaking it. Because it says that although obviously it is not Sukadeva, because Geham Jusam api mansi udiyat sadhana, that your lotus feet may always manifest in our minds, although we are engaged in our household duties. So ahusyate nalinnavi padaravinda yogeshwarai vidhi vichinta magada buddha. It is said that, O Lord within the lotus navel, that your lotus feet are meditated by Yogeshwaras who have Agada Buddha, who has unlimited knowledge about you. They meditate on this. And Sansara Kupa Patita Uttaranavalambam Geham Jusamapi. These are the shelter for those who are fallen into the well of this material world. Let these lotus feet manifest in our mind ever, sadhana. So there is a long commentary on this. Ahushya vakroktya sersham uchu chaityartha. So gopis spoke, and as if Sukdev Goswami is just repeating that. They said out of little anger, Bhos Tattva Jnana Adhyapak Shiromani, that you, the topmost teacher of spiritual knowledge, Parameshwara, you are the Supreme Lord, Sakshan Murta Paramatman, directly the manifest, supreme, immanent being. Asmakam griha vitta kutumbadi asaktim adhikam avdharya eva purvam uddhav dwara sampratam swayam api yad agyan nivarta gyan upadesena chittam nirmalayasi tadesate nirapadhika eva sneho asmasu mokshartko avgata. So they are saying that we have understood that you are giving us this pure knowledge to uplift us from this bondage of material life. You sent this knowledge to us through Uddhava also, and now you are also giving this knowledge to us because we are too much attached in our house, wealth, family, etc. And knowing that we have excessive attachment, earlier you sent Uddhava, now you are giving this instruction and knowledge to remove our ignorance. And you are purifying our heart. So this shows that you have pure love for us because you are doing so much welfare to us. So they are speaking in little sarcastically. And by this we will attain moksha. You really want to give us moksha. Kintu gopastri jananam durmedhanam asmakam hridi katham etad jnanam tishthet. But the problem is that we are cowherd ladies. We are not some Brahmana. We are not born in Brahmana family. So this kind of spiritual knowledge does not stick in our heart because we are not used to such type of discourse and we cannot understand much about it. This is the problem. Brahmadi gamyam tacharana chintanam api nayati. And we cannot meditate on your feet which are meditated even by Brahma. Tasmat tadeva yathasakyam syat tatha kripaya iti ahute iti. Therefore, as much as possible, please just do that much only. Let this be your grace on us. Means, forget about the gyan, just let us think of your lotus feet. Yogeshwarairev hridi vichintyam vam sakar phalam santapita katham chintetum shaknuma. Your feet are meditated upon by the Yogeshwaras, great masters of the yoga. But we, who are being hassled, harassed by our bad karma, how can we think of your feet? Because to meditate on anything, you need pure heart. If your heart is not pure, you cannot meditate. Because your mind will be too much vikshepa. Right? Mala vikshepa, kasaya, rasaswad. All these problems come when you want to meditate. So Taiti, therefore they pray this. Katham chintetum saknuma. How can we meditate on your feet? Agad bodhair vayam tu mandadhiya. They are meditated upon by those who have huge amount of knowledge awareness, sattva-guna, but we are dull-headed, mandadhiya. Samsar kūpe tu asmakam sansar dukkham nivartaitum tvam kripya yatasva iti bhava. We have fallen into this kūpa, the well of material world. Therefore, please make some effort to uplift us from that. Gehanjusam grihasakta namapi na sada manasi udiyatam iti antah kopa eva vyanjita. So although we are attached to the family life, let your feet manifest in our mind. So in this way, internally they are expressing some anger on Krishna. Ya khalu na parmeshtyam na mahendra dhashanyam na sarabhamam na rasadhipatyam na yoga siddhira punarbhavam va vanchanti yat pad raja prapanna na kinchit sadho dhira bhakta hi ekantino mama vanchanti api maya dattam kaivalyam punarbhavam iti स्वर्गापर्ग नरकेषु अपि तुल्यार्थ दर्शन इत्यादि परहसत वचनैरवगत तत्त्वावभक्त केपि ज्ञानफलं मोक्षं भगवता दत्तमपि नैव आददते. So he says the devotees, they don't want the fruit of moksha at all. There are so many statements in Shastra that how devotees, they are not interested in moksha, which is the outcome of jnana. And you are giving us jnana, but we don't want that. We only want bhakti, meditate on your feet. So there are slokas that I do not want the post of Brahma or the kingdom of Indra or sovereignty of our earth or the lower planets or perfection in the yoga or even moksha. I only want your devotion. And those who are devotees, one-pointed devotees of Bhagavan, they don't want even moksha, even if I give them. And their devotees think heaven, hell and moksha to be equal. Apitulyartha darsana. So therefore we have no interest in this kind of moksha. सर्व भक्त चूड़ामणि भीर आभिर गोपी भीर मोक्ष साधन से ज्ञान से ग्रहणम कथम उपपद्येत. So how is it possible that gopis who are considered as the topmost of all the devotees, that they will go for jnana, which is a means for moksha. So jnana leads to moksha, but they are not interested in that. अतः प्राण प्रेष्ठ मुखात् तद असह्यम अध्यात्मं श्रुत्वा श्लोकेन अनेन कोप एव वंजितम अर्हत्यतः. Therefore, after hearing this big lecture of jnana from the very mouth of their lover Sri Krishna, they are only feeling anger inside, that what is he talking about? That we are just looking after moksha or what? So therefore it is certainly appropriate that they didn't like it. Atevam evam eva vyakhya samuchita. So therefore Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur gives another alternative explanation to the sloka, that therefore the meaning should be considered as follows, not in line with jnana or moksha and so on. यथा श्रुत उपस्थित अर्थ व्याख्यानमपि मोहिनी धर्मण शास्त्रस्य स संभवेदेव तत्व स्पष्टमेव. He says, as the meaning which comes as you hear the sloka, that is also possible because Bhagavatam also has the form of Mohini. Just like Mohini appeared and she distributed the Amrita to Devas but not to the Asuras. She bewildered them. So like that Bhagavatam also takes the form of Mohini avatar, and it gives the real meaning only to the bhaktas. And those who are jnanis, they don't get the true essence of the meaning of Bhagavatam. So therefore, if they have that kind of understanding, that is also okay. That is possible. Because Bhagavatam has this ability. Yadva, so alternatively, says, Bho Sakshat Jnana Dhvanta Bhaskara. So they are referring to Krishna as the sun who destroys the ignorance, darkness of ignorance. Tav etais tattva jnanat jnana tapair vayam jvalama. He says that this knowledge which you are giving us, this is like an austerity for us to hear, and from that austerity we are just burning. Vayam hi chakoriyas tvanmukh chandra jyotsna eva jivama. We are like the chakora birds who survive on the moonlight, and you are giving us the harsh tigmansu rasmi. So we don't want that tigmansu rasmi. We don't want the harsh sunshine. We want only the Chandramukha. Tasmat Sri Vrindavanam Agatya Sri Rasadi Vilasai Rasman Jivya. Therefore, their message is that you come to Vrindavan and give us life by doing Ras Leela with us. So it is with that intention that they are reciting this sloka, Telan Nalin Nava Padara Vindam Yogeshwarair Hridhi Vichintya Magada Vodai. Yogeshwarair Hridhi Vichintyam Asmabhistu Hridhi Upri Kusdvaita Dhritva Eva Jivitum Utsamaya. So what is the meaning? That Yogeshwaras, they are meditating on your feet. But we don't meditate on your feet, we want your feet on our breast. And that is only our life. Agad bodhai gambhir buddhi bhi taral buddhi bhi rasma bhi stan chittanam arambheve murchita murcha sindhu nimajjate. And those who have huge amount of knowledge, they are able to meditate on your feet. But we, as soon as we begin to meditate on your feet, we faint, we swoon in ecstasy, and then we cannot meditate. Kutaschat chintanam iti bhava. So where is the possibility of meditating on your feet? Kincha tat chintitam sat sansar kupadeva uddharakam netu tadvirha samudra patita jannad uddhartum samartham iti bhava. This is very interesting meaning he is giving. So in the sloka they say that meditating on your feet can uplift you from the well of material world. So they say yes, it can uplift people from the well of the material world, but it cannot uplift us because we have fallen into the ocean of separation, not in a well. So getting something out of well is different than getting out from the ocean. Vayam hi gopya na samsar kupe patita. We have not fallen into the well of the material world because they never fell into the material attachment. Abalyadeva tyakt griha patyadi sansar sukhatvat kintu tvad viraham budhu eva. From our very birth, we had no attachment to house, family, children, this, that. We have absolutely no attraction to that. But therefore we have not fallen into the well of the material world. But we have fallen into the ocean of separation from you. Viraham buddhi. So therefore all this meditation on your feet will not work on us. Then Krishna says, well, if that is the situation, why don't you come with me to Dwarka and live with me there? Nanu tari agachata dwarkameva tatra yasmabhi sahavilasama. So we will live together there happily in Dwarka. So then it says, Manasi api geham geha rupam aspadam vrindavanam jusam jusmana nam taktum aksuknavati. So then he translates the word geham jusam, which literally means attached to the house. Says we are attached to the house, and house here is Vrindavan. So So we cannot give up our house and come to Dwarka. So you have to come to Vrindavan. That is the meaning. Tatraiva tav pichha maulitva murli manoharatvadi madhuryanam asmat rojkatvaditi bhava. So we want to see you in Vrindavan with your peacock feather and flute in your hand, because now in Dwarka Krishna has no peacock feather, no flute. He is without flute. So they cannot see him without flute and without peacock feather. So although now peacock feather is put on everybody everywhere, but actually peacock feather is the mark of Krishna in Braj. So not in Dwarka or anywhere. Tasmad asmakam tatreva charnarvindam udiyat udayatam. So therefore your lotus feet may manifest there, means in Vrindavan. They are not saying that the lotus feet should manifest in our mind. So they should manifest in Brajbhumo. Brajbhumo to darshana neve asmakam santap upshamo netu tvat smarnena kutah punaratma jnanena. He says that our heart will be pacified only if you come to Brajbhumi and live there. And we cannot be pacified simply by meditating in your feet. And how can we be pacified? Simply by this big lecture on Gyan. Says that's not possible. So this is the mood of the gopis, and it is in this mood that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sang that famous song, Ye Komar Hara Saeva Vara Taiva Chatrakshapa. That you are same, I am same, but my mind is still hankering for the bank of Yamuna. So this is the end of chapter 82. If there is any question, otherwise we move to the next one. So chapter 83. This chapter describes meeting of Draupadi with wives of Krishna. There is a dialogue among them. Sri Shuka Uvacha. Sri Sukdev said, Tatha anugrihya bhagwan gopinam sa guruhur gati yudhishthiramatha prichat sarvanscha shruhido vyayam. So in this way, after blessing the gopis, Bhagavan Sri Krishna, who is their guru and who is their gati. So he is called guru here because he was giving a lecture to them. And he is called gati because he is the object of their achievement or attainment. So after this, then he met Yudhishthira, Maharaj, the Pandavas, other relatives, Kauravas, and he asked all of them their well-being. Avayam, aprichat. How are they? How is everything? Because he is meeting them after a long time. Sridbhi samstutah Krishnastad bharyam Draupadim prati Swasodvaha kathamucho strayasiti tamailitam. So 83rd chapter describes that when Krishna was praised by his friends, relatives, then after that Draupadi met the wives of Krishna and he questioned them about their marriages. So this is what is described in this chapter. Evam taevam lokanathena pariprishtha susatkritaha pratyuchur hishtamanasastat padeksha hatahamsa. So when they were all questioned like this by the Master of the Universe, being respected by him, then they all replied to him very pleased in their mind, and their sins, all their inauspicious things being dispelled, by having his darshan. Yatha tasam mana prasado bhut tatha ityartha. So he asked them so that they were pleased. Sarvaisam eva sadhunam sa gatir bhavedeva gopinam tu gurur gatir mahati gatir ityartha. And this is comment on the first sloka. So Krishna is the goal for all the devotees, but in case of gopis, he is the supreme ultimate goal or the topmost destination. The word avyam in the second sloka means kushlam or well-being. So now they are speaking, the Kauravas. Kuto shiva taccharanam bujasava mahan manasto mukhanishritak kvachit pibanti karna putairalam prabho deham bhritam dehakridas smritichidam. He says, where is the inauspiciousness for those people who are drinking the nectar of your lotus feet, which comes out from the mind of great devotees, from the mouth of great devotees. Those who are drinking this nectar by the cup of their ears, then all the ignorance created by attachment to body and so on becomes completely destroyed. So in this way they are basically praising Krishna, glorifying Him. Tvaccharanambujasavam ye karnaputahi pibanti tesham deham bhritam dehadharinam kuto ashivamiti anvay. So the construction of the verse is that those people who are drinking the nectar of your lotus feet by the cups of their ears, then such living beings, embodied beings, cannot have any inauspiciousness with them. It's all destroyed. Mahatam manastaha sakashat mukhdvarato nishritam. This katha, the stories about you, they flow out effortlessly from the mouths of great devotees. Dehakritya sau asmriti cha vidyatam chinatti. So this ignorance caused by the body, etc. is nothing but avidya, and this avidya gets destroyed by this hearing of the katha about Krishna. Hitvatmadhama vidhutatma kritavitravyastham nanda ananda samplavam akhandam akuntha bodham kalopashishta nigamavanam attayoga maya kritim paramahansa gatim natasma. We bow down to you, who is the destination or the goal of Paramahansas, great sannyasis, devotees. You have accepted this form by your own internal potency to protect the Vedas, which have been eclipsed by the influence of time. Kalopsrishta nigmavana atta yoga maya kritim paramahansa gatim natasma. So we are bowing down to you. And Atmadhama vidhuta Atmakrita trayavastham. So your body is so pure that it dispels the three types of suffering, or the three gunas which are born from avidya. This is Ananda Samplavam. It is like the flood of Ananda, and Akhandam, unobstructed, Akuntha Bodham, pure consciousness. So that is the form of Bhagavan. So we bow down to this form. Now there is a very interesting word here, which if we don't have the commentary, you will just break your head to figure out what is it. The first word in this verse is hitva. So hitva means giving up. Now this doesn't fit here at all. So therefore he comments that this hitva is not one word, it is two words, he and tva. So he says that he nischitam eva tva tvam natasma. So he means certainly, and tva means tvam, you. So it means that we certainly bow down to you. That is the meaning. Otherwise it looks like giving up all this, what they say about your body, this, that, we bow down to you. Does not make sense. Atma-dhamna swa-vigraha prakashayana vidhuta khandita atmakrita avidya nirmita avastha jivanam trigunmaya avasthayena. So by the manifestation of your form, the avidya in the form of three gunas of the living beings, which has been manifested because of the body and so on, it is completely dispelled or destroyed by your form. Atha katham akuslam asmakam sambhaved iti bhava. So the meaning is that what is the possibility that there can be anything inauspicious about us or in us, because now we are seeing you. That is the significance, that after having your darshan, then you are asking, how are you? So we can only be good, there is nothing, there is no possibility of anything going wrong when we have seen you. That is the implication. Ananda eva samplavo nimajjanam yasya yasmad-vatam. So that body, because of which everyone just drowns in bliss. Pratyutvam drishtva vayam ananda eva nimajjama iti bhava. So the meaning is that by seeing you, we are just drowning in bliss. So where is the question of any inauspiciousness? Akhanda paripurna vikuntha kaladibhirakuntha bodho jnanam. And it gives knowledge which is unobstructed by time. Means not that you get knowledge then you forget. Yasya tamiti asmat chitta vritti tvacharananuvartini stvam janasi eva. In other words, we are continuously meditating on your lotus feet. Kalena upsrishtanam nashtanam nigmanam vedanam vedokt maryadanam avne palne nimitte vatta grihita yog maya kriti dust nigraha sheshta palan lakshan lila yena tamiti. Now you have manifested this form to protect the Vedas, which have been destroyed by the ravages of time. So destroyed Veda, being destroyed here means that the principles of Vedas have been forgotten. So you have come to establish them, as Krishna says, Paritrana sadhunam vinasaya cha duskritam dharma sansthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. So that's how I have come here, or they are saying that you have come. So you perform this wonderful pastime of Dushta Nigraha and Shishta Palan, chastising the wicked and protecting the saintly. And this you do with this beautiful form. So we bow down to this form. Sarva Sukha Pradamiti Bhava. This form brings happiness to everybody. Sri Rishi Ruvacha. Sri Rishi, the sage Sukadeva Goswami, he said, Itti uttam sloka sikha manim janeshu abhistu vatsvandhaka kaurava striyaha sametya govinda katha mithogranan striloka gita shinu varnayamite. So Sukadeva Goswami is telling to Parikshit that in this way Sri Krishna, who is glorified in the choicest slokas. He was being praised by people. At that time, the ladies of both Yadu dynasty and the Kuru dynasty, the ladies of Yadavas and Kauravas, they met with each other. And then there was talk about Krishna among them. So Grinan Stiloka Gita Shunu Varnayami. So I'm going to explain to you that how Krishna, who is famous in the three worlds, his talk happened among them. So he starts describing that now. Ya katha agrinan ta strilok gita stubhya varnayami. So the ladies of the Kuru Vansa, Kuru dynasty and Yadu dynasty, the talk which they had, that is being sung in the three worlds. Now I'm going to speak to you about that. Sri Draupadi Vacha. Draupadi said. So Draupadi is actually questioning the queens. He Vaidarbhi Achyuto Bhadre, He Jambavati Kaushale, He Satyabhame Kalindi Shabye Rohini Lakshmane, He Krishna Patnya Etanno Bhruta Vo Bhagavan Swayam, Upayeme Yatha Lokam Anukurvan Swamayaya. So Draupadi said that, O Rukmani, O Bhadra, O Jambavati, O Satya, Satyabhama, Kalindi, Sabya, Lakshmana and Rohini. Rohini was also name of one wife of Krishna. This is not same Rohini. So these are all wives of Krishna, the principal ones. So addressing them, she said that, O ladies, please tell me truly how Krishna married you and how is it that he behaved like a normal human being and performed marriage with you. I want to hear this from you. So Kausale he Nagnijiti. The word Kausala refers to Nagnijiti, daughter of King Nagnijit. Achyuto Bhagavan vo yatha upiyame etad brute. How Sri Krishna married you? What was the story behind it? Please tell me that. Sushtuva Maya Satyam Bruta. Please tell me the true story. Yadva Amaya Niskatavena Yathaupiyame. Or the meaning is that how he married you without any guile. So I want to hear that. Sri Rukmani Vacha. So there are slokas, each queen speaks, the principal ones, one sloka, in which they summarize about their marriage. Actually the later ones speak 2 or 3 also, but in the beginning they are speaking just one verse. So the first one to reply is Sri Rukmani, the principal queen. Chadyaya marpayetu mudyata karmukeshu rajassu jeya bhatashe karitangri renu ninne mrugendraya bhagam ajaviyuthat tachri niketa charanostu mamarchanaya. So Rukmani is speaking here that Rukmi and many others, they wanted to marry me to Chadya, Shishupal. But Krishna, he came and took me away while all these kings were having their bow and arrow in the hand ready to fight. But Krishna, their heads were decorated by his dust from his feet, and he took me away just like a lion takes away his share from a herd of sheep and goats. So those lotus feet of Sri Krishna, who is the abode of Lakshmi, are object of my worship. Chadya chadyartham mam arpetum tatra prakshiptam. So I was ready to be given to Shishupal, and all these people, the kings, they were ready to attack Krishna. Udyat karmukeshu satsu ajayaye bhata yodharas tesham sekarita mukatvat krita anghirenuapi yena. And these were great kings, unconquerable, but Sri Krishna put the dust from his feet on their head, on their helmets, means they were defeated by him. Tesam mursu padam dadhatiti artha. It means that he put his foot on their head. Aja chaga avyo meshas tesam yuthat ninne. And he took me away as a lion takes away his share from the midst of goats and sheep. Tasya Sri Niketasya charano mamarchana arthamastu. Let the feet which are abode of all opulence be the object of my worship. So this is Rukmani speaking. So because these stories have been already told earlier, so he's not giving any details, just trying to give a brief summary of what happened, because Draupadi has asked this question, so therefore he's just replying in practically one sloka each. So it will continue, we'll do that tomorrow if there is any question on this. It's a long chapter. Okay, Sandeep.
So in this sloka 4 of this chapter, and in the commentary you were telling about Bodham Jnanam. So this Bodham Jnanam is for these devotees who are praying to Krishna, or Krishna's knowledge is unaffected by time? I don't understand that point.
Devotees.
So once they pray, then the knowledge they attain upon praying Krishna.
Bodha, in this sloka, it also came earlier. Now here it is referring to Krishna's body.
So why Jnanam along with?
Because it gives knowledge. His body, Bodha. Bodha means knowledge.
Okay.
All right.